back.
Thank you.
What does it mean to have Venus with you this time?
It means a lot. We're really excited to be here. And I'm excited for her too, to kind of have hopefully the experience I had last year. And it's the only reason I was able to come back. So, yeah, it's really cool to this is kind of where everything started for us. Like I always said, this was such a big event for us early in our careers. And, I remember we both played qualifying here back in 98, long time ago. And so it's just been really a place for us that really has meant a lot. And then we had that one memory, and we both want to get rid of that.
Did she tell you, or did she ask you for advice before she decided to come?
Yeah, we talked about it a lot. And also last year before I came here, I would never have come if she was like, I don't think you should come, and I don't think it's a good idea. So I would never have came if it wasn't for that. And so we talked about it even last year. And I remember her saying it wasn't time for her because she was dealing with a lot physically and her illnesses. And so she had played a lot already, so it wasn't good timing. So I know that she wanted to try to make an effort to see what it was like and go from there.
Venus said that your conversations about Mandela had a lot of meaning for her, and that you said that you just didn't want to learn about what the guy said, but you wanted to put it into practice. Could you just talk about that, what the process was?
Yeah, like I've said in the past, I've had a chance to meet Nelson Mandela and go to South Africa and spend time there and see the culture there and see all that he was able to do and the encouragement he was able to give people there of all races, and obviously with Black people, but even it extended way, 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 way beyond that. And so, talking to him and reading his biography and really understanding, wow, the things that he went through and how he became friends even with his jailers was just something I really still is difficult for me to comprehend, but just really impacted me in a really strong way, and was one of the reasons why I wanted to come back.
Hard to imagine a man in jail for 27 years and not being.
Yes, I think for anyone to go through that and then to really forgive, I knew that I wanted to try to do something as well.
Serena, I want to get your reaction to the Maria Sharapova announcement on Monday.
Well, I was surprised, as everyone else. I don't think anyone was expecting that. So that was pretty much my reaction, just shock.
Serena, you're one of the world's most prominent sports people. You transcend tennis. How worried are you about your sport in the light of the Maria case and also all the gambling talk that has been going on since the start of the year? How worried are you about the integrity of tennis?
Well, I know there's a lot of players, majority of the players that play with, integrity, and they do things and they're out here because they want to be the best that they can, the right way. And just like the world, we live in a massive world with billions of people, and we have a few people that do things, and it makes people scared, but that doesn't make the whole world a bad situation and a bad place. So that's the same thing with tennis. It's just like, majority of the players here for years and years and years, really pride themselves on having integrity and playing with that. And, I think beyond these two situations, we're still out here and we're still working very hard.
Serena, how do you take responsibility yourself for the emails and the updates and the banned lists and that sort of stuff? Do you look at them yourself, or do someone in your team do that?
Well, I have people on my team that look at it. I also look at it in case I miss something, and I think it's important to have a good team around you. But I think it's important also to read through it.
And what do you think in general of players taking supplements? Do you take any supplements yourself?
I don't. I'm terrified, to be honest. you know, it just would be a really bad situation if that was me. So, and plus my sister went through a lot of illnesses, and she, in living with her, I finally moved here, across the street. Got my freedom across the street. But with her going through that, she really was able to introduce me actually into a really vegan and raw kind of really vegetable, and I was, just a whole kind of raw world that I really enjoyed, and I was able to see a lot of benefits in my game and my body in general from that. But just even from a health perspective, I've never been a big fan of taking anything.
How is your game? Does it disappoint you though personally when somebody sullies the name of your sport by taking advantage of it?
I think it's disappointing for all the players in general, for all of those who work very hard. But I think it doesn't reflect on everyone. I feel like everyone, we've been working since we were 4 or 5 years old, and I see players on the tour for, 10, 12, 13 years, So I think it's really, really important to look at all the bigger picture and all these amazing players, both men and women, that speak to this wonderful global sport of tennis.
Are you confident that widespread use of this drug that Maria has been positive for, widespread use of it is not prevalent in tennis?
You know what? I can't answer that. I have no idea.
Had you ever heard of this drug?
No, I've never heard of it.
Even it's the form that she was taking, as opposed to...
No, I am studying medicine, but I've never heard of it.
How's your game?
I'm not studying hard enough.
Serena, how's your game?
Right now it's okay. I'm always a little bit nervous, in coming into any tournament, but it's all right. Hopefully.
Did you say you said you've been introduced to raw vegan? Are you vegan?
Unfortunately not. I want to get there. I really do. For a minute I was, but I couldn't quite give up the chicken. So it kind of creeped, and then the tacos, so it kind of creeped back into my life. But I there's a lot of things I like. I don't eat red meat. I don't eat like a lot of other stuff, and so even I was educating myself through Venus on a lot of things to remain healthy. It's really interesting.
Have you gone through a tournament on a vegan diet?
I have. The French Open I won 2013, was it?
Oh, really?
And I wasn't tired. I wasn't it was good. It was really good. And I don't know why I don't do that more often.
Maybe this year it's wrong.
Yeah, maybe this year I need to get back on that.
Is there anything specifically that you told your sister about preparing for tomorrow and what she's gonna, based on your experience from last year?
Not really. I think we talked about it last year about how my experience was, and I hope she knows what to expect. But I was a little nervous. I was really anxious, and eventually I got a little nervous. When it came down to it, the last couple of hours, the last couple of days. But it was, so maybe we'll have a little bit of a talk.
With your return this year, does this feel more normal than last year? Because last year there was a lot of movement. This year,
Yeah.
Does this feel like a normal tournament? Are you more relaxed?
I'm definitely a little bit more relaxed. Does it feel like a normal tournament? Definitely a lot more than last year. So we're making strides.
Last couple of questions.
Pete Sampras just wrote a great article where instead of talking about what advice he'd give to himself as a kid, it's not easy to say I won't change anything, but you could talk to the really young Serena and give her a tip or two, or just...
Yeah, I would. I always say I wouldn't change anything because I think it's about experiences, and it's about that creates who I am, and those mistakes and errors and non-errors that really is able to create me.
Serena, after last year, you reached a point where it's like, if you didn't win the slam, what's wrong? You won 3 in a row, you didn't win the last 2. you get frustrated, doubly frustrated, because everybody expects it, and I don't know if you expect to win the slams.
No, I definitely expect to win the slams. I don't get frustrated. I definitely get a little more angry on the fact of not winning the slams, of just losing the match, and what can I do better. But also there's hundreds of players who hasn't won 2 in a row or 1 in a row or 3 in a row. So it's just maybe me and another player out there who is expected to win every single tournament, every single match, every single Grand Slam.
Serena, if you had a message for a young teenage player, obviously very talented player, coming into the game now, bearing in mind the lessons that have been learned in the last week, what would it be?
Just to stay true to yourself and to work hard. And, it's important to work hard and go through everything and not try to go under, just go through it.
But in terms of the use of banned substances?
Well, above all, stay healthy. I mean, sport is great, but it's not going to last the rest of your life, and you don't want to do something that could jeopardize your physical being above all. Especially as a woman, I think it's really important for women to take care of themselves. So that's all I would say.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.